Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. This is going to be a November reading for the sign of Gemini, and Gemini can be your moon sign, sun sign, rising or ascendant sign. It can be a Mars placement or Venus. Anywhere really that you have Gemini in your chart, check that out. See where it lands, where it falls, and this reading might be for you. I am doing this more future oriented as we move into November this week. So use this reading more as a tool of reflection more than anything. I'm definitely not making predictions. We're just looking at possibilities. We're looking at potentials. We're looking at ideas or concepts. So remember, don't ever let a tarot reading land you in your life somewhere that you didn't consciously choose for yourself. No one can work your life better than you can. Tarot readings, for me anyway, are always just additional resources is really a great way to look at it. Celtic Cross is my plan for this November reading. And not only do I get inspiration of tarot spreads, from other tarot card readings on YouTube and TikTok, but I really consult Pinterest a lot of times too for different spread ideas. So if you're someone that has an interest in reading cards, you can look for spread ideas in Pinterest. Just my 2 cents, a little tidbit of information. We're all walking each other home, as Rumi would say. So help each other out, give each other ideas. So, Gemini, especially, you're a communicator. You are someone that likes to share ideas and concepts. And that's just really what tarot readings are all about, sharing ideas and concepts. So let's look for the highest and best good for any Gemini that might be watching, or maybe you're a cross watcher. You like to look for, your loved one is a Gemini, and you like to watch and see what might be happening in their life so you understand them better. So let's ask for highest truth for Gemini. What is your recent past? King of Swords. Excellent. That's your air energy showing up there. What about your current situation, Gemini? Where is your current situation? That's your recent past. That's what brought you here. Current energy in November is going to be Ace of Swords. Okay, so you're like, it's almost like you're at your the home team when the game is at the home team's place of business. We're going to go to the home team. Gemini, you're playing in the home field. What's challenging your Ace of Swords? What's challenging that? We have Knight of Wands. Okay, so some different energy showing up to challenge, and that's passions versus communications. What's on your mind? What's going on above, up in the above, in the head space? More sword energy, Page. Investigations, curiosities. What is down in the below? What's happening and you might not even be aware of this? What's going on down below, Gemini? You're so much in your head all the time. This is interesting because, do you really give a lot of thought or credence to how the deep soul yearnings or callings we have? Hanged One. This is major arcana for the sign of Pisces. What about your near future? What's going on for you as we head out of November, possibly, or further into November? We've got 9 of Swords. Yeesh. Okay, so what's some advice? What's some advice for Gemini with all of that? 3 of Cups, joy, celebration, partying, maybe heading into the holidays. That makes a lot of sense. Getting together with our loved ones and sharing a drink and a dance and some great food. What is some external influence? People around you, people outside of you, your workmates, your friends, your your kids, you know, it's someone that influences you a great deal. 8 of Cups, someone that you care about very deeply, maybe emotionally disconnected for some reason. What's a hope and a fear? Whoa, it's too many. We just want one. One hope, one fear, one and the same. Can sometimes be both. Yep, Ace of Cups. Okay. Yeah, that's a hope, a love offer, and that's a fear, a love offer. It's also self-love. Are you afraid to love yourself? You want to, but are you afraid to? What's your final outcome or potential final outcome, Gemini? What's happening? Queen of Swords. Wow, there is a lot of, like I said, home team energy, your energy, a lot of swords. And I'm just going to say, you know, you feel comfortable in sword energy. You're an air sign. So you feel comfortable, cerebral, thinking, maybe not so comfortable in the heart space, you know, Ace of Cups, but very comfortable speaking your truth, hearing other people's truth, you know, collaborating on ideas, going on and sharing. I always think, for some reason, when I think Gemini, I think of somebody working in what is it? The Dow exchange, like oh, they're working all the boards where all of the stocks markets are being played, and they're just, you know, they're thinking on their feet. They're quick-witted, they're funny. They like to tell stories and reference movies. And I mean, Gemini, that's my interpretation, my view of any Gemini I've ever known. They're very much information highway oriented. They're very knowledgeable, thinking a lot about a lot of things. Oh boy, at the bottom of the deck, more swords. 4 of Swords, though. So at the bottom of the deck, as kind of an overshadow highlight of the reading, the message is rest, Gemini. Relax your mind. Very interesting. Take a break. Kick your feet up. Go get in your recliner. Go get your slippers on. Get your favorite jammies, your cup of hot cocoa, or whatever it is you like to sip on, and chill out. Let your mind rest. You know, there is something to be said for somebody who can contain a lot of energy in their head. But that anything in excess is excessive. So relax, take a break, make a date with yourself to do that. That's really important for November. And again, take it or leave it. I am just a tarot reader. You and your life, you can determine if this fits for you or if it's going to fit for you. But let's jump back to the beginning where we started. The recent past. What brought you here to this moment in the month of November? King of Swords. This is actually Aquarian energy. This is very masculine communication. This is somebody who is very comfortable speaking to the group, sharing the facts and the figures, the spreadsheets, opening up all the documents and the databases, and kind of like I said, you know, running the NASDAQ exchange. I don't know if I'm getting all those acronyms right. I am not a investment guru, but you know, King of Swords could be. They're very well spoken. They're very well thought out. They've planned. They've purposed themselves to lead the pack. I was giving a reference to the Scorpio reading that King of Swords reminds me of like a battalion chief, somebody who is in charge of all of the people that are responsible to go out into the field. You know, the King of Swords is giving the orders, is telling everybody when to draw their swords and when to put them down. The King of Swords is very they're diplomatic, speak their truth. They definitely know when to speak. They know when not to speak. There's very much a cerebral mind mentality. This can be like a military person. This can also be an accountant, a counselor, someone who is very comfortable in the speaking profession. This brought you here. So Gemini, you in your masculine energy, male or female, in your masculine energy, externally using your communication in your world, you've been, dropped into the month of November in this King of Swords energy. So very clear-minded, clear, concise communication, well-spoken. It seems like maybe the month of October was very much a communicating style month for you. And then as you jump into November, you are beginning November with a truth, a spoken word, a moment of clarity, a moment of revelation, a moment to be able to something new beginning for you in the mind. I really think of the little cartoons where all of a sudden, like Tom and Jerry, the light bulb appears over their head. They got an idea. They got something that this is going to change everything. As we move into November, it seems like a very um, maybe unexpected, or maybe that's what the King of Swords was doing, is planning, plotting, and proceeding in communication to have this new focus. It's a new path. It's a new comprehension. Speaking it out or writing it down or putting it into action, something new coming out in the way of our truth or our spoken or written word. And then a challenge is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is playing around, joking, laughing, having fun. Somebody that wants to just kind of, they want to love you. They want to bring you to bed. They want to take you on dates. They want to make sure that we're dancing and singing. We're celebrating. Knight of Wands is just such a playful. They're not really serious about a lot of things, but they're passionate about a lot of things. And they can keep you up till the crack of dawn. They can take you on trips. They want to travel. They want to see the world. They want to go and explore. They are very adventurous. And so that just right out of the gate explains why it's challenging the Ace of Swords, because Ace of Swords is, let's go. Let's put this idea into action. Let's get this party started and in a serious way. And then here comes old Knight of Wands wanting to, take off the clothes and party till dawn and light the candles and drink the champagne. And, there is a time and a place for all of that frivolity. But right now, it might not be the time and the place, because you're very serious and something it's very important to you. It's almost like your brainchild. It's your brainchild you're ready to put into November. And here comes old party pants. And so I love party pants. I think party pants is fun, but I also know that there is a time and a place for this kind of personality in my life. So I'm not a Gemini, but I think that this kind of energy can challenge you in your very serious, idea-oriented mindset. And on the top of your mind, thinking about it a lot, is, you've been investigating, you've been researching, you've been studying up on whatever this Ace of Swords is. This, again, page represents a new beginning in the thinking stage. So page is a little more influential. Ace of Swords is definitely the fresh idea, the new beginning. But the Page of Swords, now we're talking about really starting to get the wheels turning for that new thing, because we're doing all the research, we're planning, we're plotting, we're organizing, we're maybe, if it's a company, we're looking into Indeed, and where all the resumes land in our portfolios. We're looking things over, we're verifying information, we're sussing out the facts versus the fiction. So Page of Swords is a very curious, very investigative type of energy, and that is what you're thinking about. Is, you've got so many things on your mind right now that, this Knight of Wands, you just don't really have time for that in November, but maybe you do. So like I said, this might be a reading for several of you. Maybe it's just one person that it lands with, but as you go down into the bottom in your, what you might not be aware of kind of category, in the below is the Hanged One. And this is water energy. It's Pisces. So it is, your air, your mental thinker, cerebral, intelligent, intellectual. Hanged One is, they're all heart, baby. They're heart filled. Their heart space is wide open. They are lovers, not fighters. They're peaceful. They want to sing songs. They want to do artwork. They are empaths. And this Hanged One in particular, very representative of Pisces, in the aspect of the ability to see things from a different angle. And it's emotional. It's an emotional perspective shift. So down in the bottom of you, Gemini, that you might not be aware of, you have tossed something on its head emotionally. You've turned it around a few times, and you've looked at it from a place that you really haven't given a lot of cognizant knowledge to, but down in the recesses of your being, you've looked at it from a different perspective, and you've seen something with new eyes and a new fresh spirit. So maybe this Knight of Wands has given you a little bit of a ability to get out of your head a little bit. And sometimes play and fun inspired, romantic, maybe sexy time play is what the doctor ordered. But down in the very bottom of your being, your emotions have opened up to the surrender of, there is something different about this situation. I came in very headstrong, but maybe there's a softer approach. Maybe there's a better way to handle our children, our home, our finances, business. Maybe there is a softer approach, a gentler side. Because I think sword energy, it's cold, it's steel, it's not very warm. And Hanged Man energy, Hanged One energy is very warm. It is very soft. It's nurturing. It's delicate. It's looking at things wholeheartedly, not just one perspective, not just Ace of Sword like cutting through everything and not really caring how it lands. Oh, Hanged One cares very much how things land, and they're very concerned with the good of all, and a very collective approach. So that's interesting, Gemini. I'm curious how this reading is landing for you, but the Hanged One down in your bottom of your soul, you seem open to looking at something a little different. So it's willful surrender. That's really the best way to describe that. And as you move into the future, your near future, there is more sword energy at hand. And this time it's keeping you up at night because you're so obsessed, you're so focused on whatever it is that you brought into this month of November. You are definitely thinking. I mean, it's thinking on speed dial. It's thinking on turbocharge. It's thinking overthinking. So what I like about this coming out in the near future is I'm doing this reading for you at the very end of October. And this is just a heads up. And this is for you to take and know that the potential for insomnia, the potential for not getting sleep at night because we're up in our head is there. So take precautions. Take Use this reading, like I said earlier, as a reflective tool for you to be able to know that it is a possibility in the month of November that I will be thinking about whatever it is so much that I won't be able to sleep at night. And so I need to get ahead of that. And that's why I believe this is coming out for you as a warning, heads up. Be careful about doing too much thinking. Your advice as you move into November is Three of Cups. And like I said earlier, this makes sense because we're moving into the holidays, lots of celebrations, singing and dancing, people bringing tequila, we're making tamales, we're going to town, we're having fun. It's joyful, it's celebration, I love Three of Cups. It's happy. It's just happy. You're feeling happy. You're letting your feelings out of the cage that they've been locked up in. So that is really good. This is your advice. Your advice is to be happy, to celebrate, to have fun, enjoy your family and your friends. Someone outside of you that influences you, they have an effect on you. They have detached emotionally from something, whether that's you or whether that's the situation, the job, the family dynamic. They've detached, they've pulled away, they've backed off, and it's for the highest good. It's for their highest good, actually, but that is influencing you. It is affecting you. So this might not be for everybody, but this is definitely showing up as an external influence, someone disconnecting from a group dynamic, from something they felt was the best thing for them, was to detach. And you've observed it, and you see, and it does have an effect on you because it's affecting them. So take it or leave it, what that might mean for you. In your hopes and your fears, Ace of Cups, and I kind of alluded to that earlier, makes a lot of sense because it can be a hope and it can be a fear that we would receive love. Some people don't know how to receive love. Some people don't know how to give love. So this can be a very scary part of life. Talking about our emotions, talking about our feelings, talking about giving cups back and forth with other people. Oh my gosh. But, because you're really comfortable in your head, you're really comfortable in your thoughts. And so, yes, this could be a hope and a fear, literally. But the Ace of Cups can also represent self-love, can also represent how we feel about ourselves. So are you going to take the time needed to get out of your head and love yourself emotionally? Are you going to give yourself the opportunity to connect with others and enjoy that loving part of life? Or are you going to keep yourself up in your head and thinking all the time and lost in your thoughts? In your final outcome, potential final outcome, is Queen of Swords. This is you, Gemini, getting back onto your home team advantage and thinking. And it's an internal mastery. It's an internal. Queen of Swords is the feminine aspect of the suit of swords. And so it is how we think about things on the inside. It's how we process information. It's how we calculate. It's working from behind the scenes. The Queen of Swords is they are watching and observing every move that is made, so they know how to be strategic, how to be diplomatic. We're working alongside the King of Swords, and we are, sharing our perspective. We're very insightful. We're very intelligent. We're very knowledgeable. We pay attention to every nuance. We know that this person is probably going to make this move. We're going to encourage communication in a little bit of a gentler style. But the Queen of Swords is also referred to as the Ice Queen. They will ice you out. They will knock you down a notch or two if need be. They will also cut you off. They will clean cut the situation so that there's nothing left. They will also wield their sword and present truth, facts, and figures so that you don't get away with anything. And so, Gemini, as your future outcome, potential future outcome, this could be you, stepping up to the plate, handling your business from a very factual, calm, cool, collected way, but also knowing that it could be seen as very cold, very calculated, it can be very misinterpreted as like, gosh, does Gemini have, are they heartfelt? Are they feeling this situation, or are they just acting? So Queen of Swords, definitely has positive characteristics, but there can be also just some beware energy there too, of be mindful how you speak your truth and how you deliver information. That is what I have for you, Gemini. I hope this reading is helpful. I hope that it lands for you in a special way. I would love to hear how it does. I am going to give you one last card, an oracle card, and this is from Sonia Choquette's Trust Your Vibes. So for Gemini, what is a card we can give? Decide. This is card number 29. And I'm going to read from the book so that I give you the most intended version of this decide card. So decide is number 29. And it says, 2 of the most powerful words to raise your vibration and gain the support of your higher celestial forces are I decide. The moment you truly decide on a particular goal and fully commit to a course of action, the universe can step up and begin to assist you. But until you decide, the only thing the universe and all your divine support systems can do is respect your free will and patiently wait. Not even your angels or guides can override your lack of decision. Once your intention is set, however, all sources of higher power are ready, willing, and able to assist you. So ask yourself, what have I decided, and what is my intention right now? Once you name it, all systems are go. That is really great. Gemini, I would love to hear again how this reading lands. And if you would like, subscribe, share, follow, repost, any interaction with my channel on TikTok or YouTube is very appreciated. I thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading helps you in your life, and I wish you the best. Namaste.